The prophecies that Nostradamus wrote about Nibiru for 2023 are not very consoling and terrifying, since if they come true they would represent suffering and catastrophe for humanity. But first, let's start with the predictions of the seer Gordon Michael Scallion, who explains that by the end times a light like a new sun will begin to be seen. There will be a second sun whose light will be much brighter than any star ever seen, bringing change and doom, Scallion claimed. In addition, the seer Benjamin Paravicini in one of his psychographs speaks of the three smokes, which obviously refers to three large volcanic eruptions, which coincides with Scallion's prophecies. But that second sun that Scallion refers to is actually about the gigantic intruding star better known as Nibiru. In addition, Paravicini describes it very well in one of his psychographs, mentioning the effects it will cause on viruses when entering our solar system and skimming the Earth. Scallion does not know everything about Nibiru and when it will appear in the heavens, but he does say that before then we will witness other events in the sky and on Earth so impressive that we will not believe what our eyes will see. And to what Scallion says we can add what Paravicini said in his day. Paravicini mentions a new moon, which will be very similar to the two official satellites of Mars, Phobos and Deimos, which have given so much talk. This new moon will most likely be one of Nibiru's moons, which will be trapped in Earth's orbit during its passage. Now let's see what the famous French seer Nostradamus left us written in one of his centuries. A new voluminous celestial body will pass by the Earth, as big as a monster, which will be seen in broad daylight. Science will not pay attention to this great prediction, and because of that imprudence humanity will suffer from famine. There will be many hardships and the earth will be arid, and there will be great deluges. In one of his centuries that Nostradamus sent to Henry II, he affirmed that the earth will not remain tilted forever. In that same century he predicts that when the end times arrive, a great transformation will take place, in such a way that the earth will be out of its orbit. Also in the same century sent to the second he describes in his own way the oscillation of the terrestrial axis. There will be a great solar eclipse that will produce the famous and apocalyptic 3 days of darkness, darker and scarier than any other since the beginning of creation. At that time a great movement of the earth will take place, so great that many will think that the world is falling into an abyss and into the perpetual darkness of space. But before that, there will be signs and omens, such as extreme weather changes. Nostradamus also affirms in the Segundo century that a great star will embrace the earth for 7 days and 2 suns will appear. We must take into account that the prophets or seers are sensitive and that they act outside the so-called time and space. And it is usually not easy for them to describe the details of the prophecy with millimeter precision. Therefore, we should not be surprised if at any given moment he speaks to us of a large celestial body, a great star or a comet, because in reality he is referring to the same thing, the destroyer Nibiru.